All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Torri for those of you that don't know me. And tonight we are going to be presenting on building your avatar, which is really a sales tool that allows you to narrow down who it is that you're looking for in building a business, building a client base. I don't know if some of you are like me, but there's at times where I just feel like it's a shotgun approach where you're just trying to go in all directions at all times. And I think this will help you to narrow down what areas that you're looking for. All right, we've got a little bit of talking going on. Tara, could you mute everybody? Thank you. All right. I am going to be screen sharing, so tonight is what you want to do is make sure that you minimize over on the right-hand side the boxes, so that way you'll be able to see the whole screen. So I will kick that off now. Give me just a second, because it will fill the whole thing. Oops, come on, baby. Come on, baby. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. Everybody, can you see the screen and it's got pictures on it? It says your avatar? Yeah? Okay. Excellent. All these pictures are important, and you'll kind of realize that as we get through the avatar building process. But these are all the different areas that you're going to look at to build an avatar. What is an avatar? It's an ideal client profile. It's a typical sales thing that you do when someone is looking to sell something. For example, if you used like a Subway, what's their market base that they're looking for to sell to? Who are the people that they're looking to sell to? Quick, easy meals, somewhat healthier than fast food. You know, they've done this kind of work to figure out who that they want to market to and who that they want to sell to. So tonight we're going to cover why it's important to build an avatar. I just touched on a few of those things. How to build your avatar, who matches your avatar, so that no longer is it a gunshot approach to trying to figure out what direction you're going and who you're trying to work with, and also where to find your avatar. I have done avatar training a little bit here and there. I've heard about it. I thought it was really interesting, but I'm currently actually doing a training with Susan Sly, which is her sales academy. It's the first time she's done it. People have been asking her for 10 years to do it. This was one of the trainings that we did with her, was building this avatar. This was one piece of that sales training. So I have to give a lot of credit to her for helping build my skill base in doing this. So as we go, if you got questions, feel free. All right, so why are we building an avatar? Think about, who do you already really enjoy working with? Write down just a couple of names. Whatever pops into your head right away, write that down. Or even who is it that you really enjoy spending time with? Name or two, pop that down. Hopefully everybody's got paper, because you're going to have to do a little bit of writing as we go. I love this quote too. For any entrepreneur out there, when you're faced with challenges, you can't let them define you. So sometimes reaching out to somebody is a challenge, and so what we do is we shut down. So we can't let those challenges define us. So we're going to define who we're going after, and we'll be able to break through that. So why build an avatar? It's going to put the customer's needs first, their goals. It's going to put them front and center. It's going to help you to understand what problems that they have. And it's going to put kind of a picture in your head of what your ideal customer is going to look like. And really, you can say ideal customer / ideal business builder, because in building this, I really realized you can really have an avatar for a customer, and you can almost have a slightly different avatar for a business builder as well, who you're looking for. It determines who will gain from the products that we offer. We know we have a lot of solutions, but who's going to gain from that? And it gives you, I think, a clear focus for success. It helps you, this is really key, it helps you to prioritize your resources. We're all limited on time. People are very busy in their lives these days, and having your resources prioritized is key. And it helps you to target your marketing. At the end of the day, you need to figure out who you need to go after. What's that target that you're looking at? If you go down and scroll through your wall, or you have somebody that doesn't really know you scroll through your Facebook wall, they'll probably assume some things about you, and is that going to hit your target market? By building that avatar, you'll have to clean some of that up. Okay, so designing an avatar. Okay, you guys can probably see the blue guy over here, which is from the movie Avatar. The first time I heard this word, that's exactly what popped into my head. And probably for some of you, that's what was popping into your head when you saw that I was doing a call on this. But that's not the kind of avatar we're building, although maybe he looks like that. But you want to look at, there's a lot of factors here that I'm going to go through, and this is a lot of great factors, but there could be more for you. But age, what age range? Normally you want to be in a 10 to 15 year age range. You don't want to, go, okay, I'm gonna work with 20-year-olds to 80-year-olds. That's too wide of an age range. A 10 to 15 year age range is what you're looking for. A gender, does it matter? Does male or female matter? Some people prefer working with one gender over the other. Does religion play a factor? Does that matter? The values. What do you value as a person, and what do the people that you're looking for value? And usually you want those to line up. Education level. This we're going to have another, all the things that are highlighted, we're going to have another slide on. So, and the other things that you can kind of determine yourself. But education level can really have an impact, and you'll see later in one of the slides. Their family status. You may relate to somebody who's married. You may relate to somebody who's divorced. You may relate to someone who has kids or doesn't have kids. So what's their family status? Their ethnic background. That can be impactful as well, depending on that background and what they may or may not believe in. That may impact you working with them. Income bracket. This is a really important one as well. We'll have another slide on that. What income bracket can determine how much disposable income they have. And what type of employment. Maybe that matters, maybe it doesn't. Their personality, up here over on the right-hand side now. This is more looking at who may or may not mesh well with you. So their personality, their attitudes. Someone's attitudes could really make you happy. Someone's attitudes could really make you not so happy. We've all seen those kinds of people. What magazines do they read? Just by asking somebody what magazines they read, you can usually start to figure out what kind of person they are, what kind of things interest them. And what are their interests and hobbies? What do they do for fun? What do they do for relaxation? All of these things, as you design it and hone down on that avatar, as you ask people these questions, you're going to know whether they match your avatar or not. And what problems do they potentially have that you can help with? So you want to list some of the problems that you're looking to help. I'm going to give you guys an example later too. I've done mine, and I'm going to give you my example, but it evolves. Let me tell you that too. What's their hopes, visions, and dreams? Because that's going to help you help them by asking them those kinds of questions. What's their lifestyle like? What do they do on the weekends? What do they do? Where do they live? What kind of car do they drive? And again, all of this stuff, does it matter to you? Does it not matter to you? But you're going to get a feel for them. And what is their spending behavior? Are they someone that always puts coupons and won't go to the store unless they have coupons? Or are they like, you know what, I need to spend this because it's going to help me reach my goals? So what's their spending behavior? And what's their free time activities? And also, do they have brand loyalty? And that might be a trickier one to talk about, but I think if you ever having a conversation and really connecting with them, you could probably find out if they do have some brand loyalty. So now, as I go through all of these areas, the highlighted ones, is what I want you to do is I want you on your paper, as you think about things, and you may have already as I've gone through this list, you may start to, I want you to start to kind of build your avatar as we go. So these things hit you and you think about stuff, write it down and start to build that avatar as we go along, because I'm going to use that later at the end with that list that hopefully you built before the call. So with designing your avatar, really is what you're looking at is what are they hearing? What are they seeing? What are they thinking? What are they saying? What are they doing? What are they feeling? Those are all the kind of the touchy-feely stuff of what is it that you're looking for. All right, so the first group, back here in the first area highlighted was age. So the first group we're going to look at, we're going to break out the age bracket. As everybody knows, there's the millennials, we're going to go through Gen X and the baby boomers. The millennials are born between 1980 and the year 2000. There's 80 million of them in the United States. This is I'm going to use 3 slides to try and help you narrow down what generation you're looking to work with. So there's 80 million of them in the United States. They're 25% of the entire population. But they have a $2 billion annual buying power. So that's a lot of buying power. But they're also the everybody gets a trophy generation. My kids are in that. And I don't know how people feel about that, but the everybody gets a trophy generation has a little different feel than some of the other generations. But they are trendsetters. They're not influenced, though, by advertising. So that may help you decide if you're going to work to connect with millennials. Maybe advertising is not the way to go as far as trying to reach them. You're going to find another way to reach them. And also, 61% admit that they can't afford a house. So there's a pain point for the millennials, that a big percentage of them, if they feel that they can't afford a house, they may find that they can't afford the products, but maybe they're, open to hearing about the opportunity. They will review blogs before they make a purchase. So if you are going to try to connect with millennials, you probably want to have a blog, and you probably want to post on it fairly regularly so that they would start to follow you and see what you had to say. But millennials have been putting off significant milestones like marriage and children. So what does that mean? Do they have, depending on what income bracket they're in, they potentially have more disposable income. So it kind of counters that they can't afford the house. It may be that they're just spending on other things. So maybe redirecting their spending might be useful for millennials. But is what they're really looking for is brands that can offer maximum convenience at a low cost. I think Isogenics can do that. Maximum convenience for sure, and a low cost. We have a lot of ways to buy things inexpensively or for free when you get your friends to join you. So that was a key. And I've noted the sources, and I can share this with anybody afterwards. I've noted the sources where I got a lot of this information, so that if you want to go back and reread some of the articles I went through, you're welcome to do that. But what this shows too, and what I kind of talked through, is that not everybody has the same pain point. So you have to look at the demographics of what group you're looking at, and then you have to dig deeper. But I think you have to kind of pick the generation to start, and then do more digging. Okay, so the next generation would be the Gen X, which was born in 1965 to 1980. They're also 25% of the population, or about 60 million people. They are 31% of the total income dollars that are spent. They're very independent, they're very savvy and self-reliant, but they're skeptical. They have a tendency to they're not so sure about things. Their spending power, though, is disproportionate to their numbers, so that's a good thing. But they're not into preening and pampering, so they're into more, easy to use, easy to consume. As far as the preening and pampering goes, this is the way I kind of interpret it, is looking at our skincare line. That probably is not the thing that you would start with. because that's not their thing. The baby boomers, that's probably more something they might take a look at. I would probably start with, you know, the protein, the shakes, the things that we, the pillars that we usually start with. But they're very technology savvy and they're very highly educated. And this will roll down later on the education chart that I have. So technology, being technically savvy, that means, okay, they're going to be open to the tools that we have. They're going to be open to using the back office. They're going to be open to using ISO2Go, a lot of the technology and tools that we offer. So a good base for business building. But interestingly, email still reigns as one of the most important channels to connect with them. So if you're trying to connect with Gen X and you're doing it totally through social media, you may not be reaching them all. So you may need to look at an email campaign as well. And they are certainly more health conscious than their parents. The baby boomer generation wasn't overly health conscious. Not all of them, but their Gen X is definitely more health conscious. And this is really key right here. 44% of them are concerned with the highest amount of any generation, current generation, that they're not going to have enough for retirement. So there's another pain point. If they don't think they're going to have enough for retirement, and they're in about the early 40s to early 50s, yeah, about that range right now. If they don't feel they're going to have enough for retirement, then there's a great opportunity for discussion for business building. All right, so now the next generation, a little bit older, the baby boomers. There's 76.4 million baby boomers. There's a lot of them, 25% of the population, but they are aging. They account for 50% though of our retail sales. That's a huge amount of retail sales. They do shop online and they routinely will make purchases online. So again, our tools of the back office of being able to order for themselves, this generation can do it. They're more traditional when it comes to social media use. Facebook is their thing. You'll find a little, LinkedIn would be another one because it's, you know, more traditional. You're not going to find them on Snapchat or Twitter. Susan Sly actually referred to Twitter as the ghetto. She's like, well, that's probably not the best way to explain it, but she's not encouraging people to utilize Twitter. Okay, so for the baby boomers, they're really the generation that prefers that one-on-one interaction. And they have the most disposable income. So if you're looking for someone that's, like I was talking to somebody today and they're like, you know, I really need to up my protein intake. Well, if it's the baby boomer population, they most likely have disposable income. You can meet that need. So that's a great reason to you know, look at this generation. You know, but you do have to take into consideration, you sign up all baby boomers, they're aging and eventually, you know, are dying off. So I think you also want to look at, if you want to build a legacy company, that you take a look at, you know, a little bit younger generation at some point, maybe not right away, but maybe you change your avatar over time and be able to reach out to another generation. Normally, is what you want to do is look to a generation that's close in age to you because you're going to be able to relate to them. Okay. So now another area that I wanted to look at was age and race, because these are two areas you want to kind of dive into a little bit deeper. And you know, some of the stuff you can kind of build it off the top of your head, and some of it you want to kind of dig down. So for this, we're going to take a nice chart that's going to show us a percentage of the U.S. population. And this is only 4 years out from where we are right now. You've got the different age groupings, the matures, the baby boomers, the Gen X's, the millennials, the Gen Z's, and iGens. So this is the dates of birth for them. These are their ages in 4 years. So these two younger generations are going to be about 50% of the population. That's a lot. So that's only 4 years away. So again, depending on what age grouping you're looking to connect with, The Gen X kind of got stiffed because they actually only got about 18 years of a generation. Most of them get 20 to 22 years, and the Gen Xers only got 18 years. So sometimes their numbers are a little skewed because there's not as many in that generation. But their numbers are dropping. So another area you might want to look at is race. Race, this on the left-hand side is in 2015. And the big purple is the white population, which is about 26%, 18% Hispanic, 12% Black, and then it's broken out by some of the other less dominant races. And by 2025, which is only 10 years later, the white population is dropping a little bit. The Hispanic population is picking up a little bit. And the Black population is picking up about 1% as well. So this may be something that you want to consider in building that avatar as to where are you looking for the people that you want to connect with. Okay, so core values. This kind of goes from looking at the numbers to look, the thoughts and feelings now. What are the core values? And one of the things I like to do with like a core value list is, and this is kind of a small one, there's a lot bigger ones, but you wouldn't have been able to read it. You can Google it, you can get big lists, is print a list out and then just go down it, and anything that jumps out at you, just circle it. Just circle it. Anything that jumps out at you. And then you go back through it maybe a day or two later, and then you narrow it down. From that sub list, you narrow it down again. And you get down to the core things that are really important to you. And I had done that, and I have it up on, you can't see it, but I have it up on my wall. My 5 core values are confident, consistent, energetic, motivated, and reliable. So those are my 5 core values that's exactly what I did. I narrowed it down off of a list like this. And I think this is really important to have on your avatar, because you want to connect with people that will connect with your values. I think that's very, very important. And you can, like I said, you can Google to find more. Okay. Household income and average annual spending by age. Another area to look at and consider. Along the axis at the bottom is the age, and going up is the income, the annual income. If you look at the younger generations, about prior to 30, what they're spending is about what they're earning. There's not a big gap there. But as the ages go up, okay, the gap gets bigger. So they're not spending, but they're earning quite a bit. So this gap to me says, if you see value, you're going to spend a little more. You have it to spend. So if you can show somebody value, then they're going to most likely participate with you and sign up and probably get going, because they'll see the value. But again, if you cross this with the generations, baby boomers are pretty much up. Oops, baby boomers, I can't click. Baby boomers are pretty much in here. Gen X is in here, and then the millennials are down in here. So if you look at those generation gaps, you can look at the annual income versus what they're spending and figure out if that is something that you want to consider as well. So for me and my avatar, is what I'm looking on my avatar is that somebody is able to spend $600 at President's Pack without a problem. So if I'm looking at that annual income, I've got to make sure that they're high enough that that's not going to be an issue with them. And we'll wrap back on that in a second as well. Okay, so income and education. This is I find a very interesting chart, because this is median, usual, average, weekly earnings by degree. And then on the other side, you have the unemployment rate by degree. So if you've got someone that is got a little bit of college, maybe an associate's degree, they are making $700-800 a week. If you're earning a bachelor's degree, you're making about 1,100 plus a week, and up it goes. But if you notice that the unemployment rates proportionally increase as the weekly income goes down. So is what this says to me is that if you're talking to somebody that's got a doctorate, a professional degree, a master's degree, or even a bachelor's degree, based off of these numbers, they most likely, this is a weekly earning, they most likely are going to not have a problem spending $600 on a president's tax, because that would be like less than half of their weekly income. However, if you try to talk to somebody with an associate, college, high school diploma, for example, high school diploma or just some college, that's almost an entire week's income for them. They're going to have a problem with the price because it's so much of their income. Okay? But if you look over at the unemployment rates on the right-hand side, seeing as less education means higher unemployment, these people are going to probably be a little hungrier towards the business because they want to get from here up to here. So looking at somebody that doesn't have a degree doesn't mean that they can't work with you. They don't have enough money to buy the first pack, but they very well may be hungrier because they possibly could be even unemployed or just not making enough. Be really interested in hearing about the business. Okay. So lifestyle. Now this I call my kind of simple avatar. So we've gone through some different kind of more technical numbers and whatnot. Looking at this at their lifestyle can be a simpler way, or you add it into the avatar that you've already built. So you look at things like, and this, you consider this as having a conversation with someone. So you look at their current diet, ask them about their current diet. I do that a lot with people. Ask them about hydration. How much water are they drinking? My son, he quite often will come home from school with a headache, and the first question on my mouth is, how much water have you drunk? And that quite often is it. He hasn't had enough water. So how much, how are they doing as far as their hydration goes? What about sleep? Are they sleeping well? Do they have little kids that can't get enough sleep? Are they restless at night? Are they getting up, going to bed too late, getting up early? Oh, look at Dawn drinking her water. Good job. Let's talk about hydration. And how are they doing sleeping? What about their mindset? How is their mindset? Are they into really being committed to living a healthy lifestyle? Have they struggled in the past with, say, weight loss or making a change in their life? Where's their mindset at? How much exercise are they getting? Are they getting it daily? Are they getting at least, 4 or 5 times a week? How much exercise are they getting? And what are they doing for accountability? Who's keeping them accountable? And I picked all of these on purpose because look what happens next. If you have conversations and you're able to build an avatar just around lifestyle alone, you've easily built in the question base to then provide the solution base. Hydration, we've got replenish, we've got our shake, we've got our sleep support, we've got healthy mind and body for our mindset, we've got IsoBody for accountability. So we've got everything that provides solutions to transform lives. So this lifestyle component of building your avatar, I think, is really helpful, or it's also just an easier way to have an avatar of who you're looking for. So current customers, this is another way that you can determine what your avatar might be, is what kind of pains do your current customers have? What do they fear most? What do they fear least? And that could be a wide variety of things. It might be about their health. It might be about other things. What are some of their daily frustrations? What are things that aggravate them? What are things that get them upset? Sometimes just through Facebook you can figure that out. What are some of the obstacles that they're hitting towards their goals? So if you have a conversation to see, what, if they're not reaching their goals, how come? What's stopping them? What are future fears? What are things that maybe they're anticipating that might happen, but haven't happened yet? And as far as current customers go, some of the gains they've had, and what kind of successes have they had? What kind of things have they done well at? And in that, like a subcategories, how did they obtain that success and how did they measure that success? That can be a conversation you can have. Why are they happy with our products and services? Why are they happy with what they're using? What are some of their short-term and long-term goals? Again, all areas that if you build it into your avatar, it helps you to narrow down and find more people like them, especially if the people that are on the gain side, the things that are people that are happy and are reaching their goals. And like I said, what makes them happiest? And those are the people you want to find more of if that's working well for you. So with that, the next thing I'm going to show you, I'm going to give you guys a link to this. It is a form that I actually found. It's really cool. It's online, and you just type in and fill in the blocks. So everything kind of that we talked about is in this form, so we'll flip over to it. So this is my Isagenist avatar. And like I said, I'll give you the link to this. Hopefully you've been jotting down notes on what your avatar might be. And for me, I've got a 40 to 55-year-old Gen X, male or female. I'm going through the middle part here. Marital status is any. 2 to 4 kids, I'm looking for 10 to 18. USA plus, meaning like the countries that we're in already. I want them to be looking to live life to the fullest. I want them self-employed or employed 40 or more hours a week. I'm looking for an annual income of $75,000 or more. And that may be something that I may or may not be able to figure out. You know, you're not going to walk up to somebody and be like, hey, it's nice to meet you. How much money do you make? Okay, not over 75, see ya. You know, that's not going to happen. So it's, again, it's just a general way to narrow down who you're going to work with. And I'm looking for at least 2+ years of college or more, and that it's easy for them to spend the $600. So then I filled in my goals and values, sources of information, challenges and pain points, my objections, and the role in the purchase. This is kind of the one area that doesn't really fit in all of this, but overall, I think this is a great form to be able to fill out. So at this point, hopefully you guys have been able to build some ideas and some thoughts. Does anybody want to jump out and share what they've been able to kind of, and it's going to be really rough. Believe me, it's going to be really rough. I've been working on this for almost a month now, and I'm going to keep changing it, because even reading it now again, I'm like, oh, I got to add this or change that. Does anybody want to jump out and share what they are, what they're thinking about, or what they've got down on their list yet? Anyone? Anyone? Oops.
I will, Tori.
Oh, thanks, Genevieve.
Hi, just really quick, because I'm not going to try to be perfect about this, but I'm sitting right in front of my board of some of the people that have been enrolling recently, whether they're my own personally enrolled or not. And what I want
On my avatar, I have a little story behind this too. I want someone who smiles, because I was on the airline trail, which is a path near my house, and I was out for a run, and I passed somebody, and I was like, hey, I always say hello to everybody up there. And this woman, like, I don't want to say she grunted at me, but just no recognition, no interaction, just nothing. And I instantly added to my avatar. I said, you know what? I want someone who smiles. When I say hello and I reach out to somebody, I want them to respond to me. That's really important to me. And I realized that when I was up on the trail that day. So little things like that can make a difference. As you go about your day, you may find some of those that stick out for you as well. Okay, so in order to reach out and find that avatar, you want to be in your peak state. This is really important. Amateurs rely on outside forces. They'll want to make sure they're ready, they're done getting ready to get ready, and they'll just wait for something to happen or somebody to come to them and to create that peak state. But for professionals, it comes from within. You get up in the morning, you're ready to have a great day, you set the day you're going to have. And this is really important, that you manage your energy and your balance throughout the day. Because if you're in that peak state and you've got your avatar built, those people are going to come and you're ready no matter what. You don't want to have that perfect person that matches your avatar show up and you're just having a bad day and things aren't going well. You always want to keep balance, but you want to stay in that peak state. You basically want to become your avatar. You want to be that avatar, and that's really important as well. And you'll find that as you build it, you will find that it's what you're looking to probably do either in your life or you're already there with your life. So in finding your avatar, where do you go? Well, you got to look at your content marketing. What I mean by that is, what are you posting on Facebook? What are you sending out via email? What are you sending out via text? What's your content that you're putting out? This is a little tip. When you write to someone, when you post on Facebook, you want to speak as if you're speaking to one person, because when they read it, then they feel like you're talking to them. So in your content, you want to make sure that you do that. What kind of products will your avatar be able to what kind of solutions will your avatar be able to find with your product base? Do you know the product line, so that if your avatar matches, do you know what products they would need? And also groups, meetups, things like that. Where can you go to find your avatars? And also through social media. Is it online or is it offline that your avatar wants? If you're going for baby boomers, you better get out to groups and you better meet people. If you're going through, Gen Y, you're going to want to be online. So where are your avatars? And that's something you can Google as well. You can Google your avatar and find out where they are and where to find them. You want to continue to do research on your avatar. The areas that are important to you, do research. It's so easy with Google to be able to find out more about what your avatar is, what they like, what they don't like, and where to find them, and how to, what things are important to them to strike up conversations with. But this is also an important question. Do you work only with the avatar? Do you make them, have every check in the box on that form? No. What you're doing is this is the ideal client, this is the ideal business builder that you're looking for. The people that you connect with, that you can help, you certainly help them as well. It doesn't have to be just your avatar. But to build a really strong team, to build a really strong business, you want to try and reach for people that fit your avatar. And in the end, you get to pick who you work with. That's one of the great beauties of our business, is that you get to pick out who you want to work with. So now, for 30 seconds, that list that hopefully you built before, that I asked you to do, 10 blocks of different areas that you can meet people. Maybe it's church, maybe it's school, maybe it's your kids, sports, maybe it's the gym. Those areas that you wrote down, people, take a few seconds. The avatar that's sort of starting to develop in your head is what I want you to do, is go through that list and put an asterisk next to each one that matches that avatar. All right? Does that make sense? Got a few more seconds, and you can continue to do this after too. All right, so you get the idea. I think now what I'm having you do is you build that detailed outline of who you're looking for, and then you go through that big list that you've built, and you highlight those people. And is what that allows you to do is that allows you to narrow down your focus and narrow down who you need to reach out to and can reach out to immediately. Make sense? Okay, excellent. That's it for the avatar training. I wanted to thank each and every one of you. And now when you look at all the things that I posted in the beginning, it makes sense. For me, I'm looking for an entrepreneur, upper left-hand corner, people that value personal development, people that are looking for balance in their life, people that are willing to give back to charities and to, offer help to others, people that are physically fit, people that are eating a wide variety of things and looking for nutrition, people that want to get out and enjoy life. These are all the pictures I picked on purpose to kind of visually show my avatar. And, text may be the way to build your avatar, or maybe pictures. Whatever works for you, as long as you're narrowing down who it is that you're looking for, I think it will only help you in your business going forward. So I am done. Does anybody have any questions at this point?
Torri, are we going to have access to this information after? I don't know if you said that, are we able to get these? I know, and Moji said she took pictures, screenshots of everything, but I didn't know, besides Moji doing that, if you had a plan for sharing this information with us in another way.
Yeah, I can. This is a PowerPoint presentation that I did. So if somebody has PowerPoint, I'm happy to share it, although I have a very old version of PowerPoint. I'm looking through my notes here. Yeah, because I'm trying to see. I can share it. I can share it printed out, or I can share it if people want the links. Let me take a look at that. I'll figure it out. I'll put it in the call, and I certainly can share it. I can print it out as a presentation, and I'll definitely give you guys a link to build that. That form is really cool. It's just online. You just fill it in. You can't save it filled in though, so you have to kind of build it and then print it. But yeah, I can certainly do that. And if you need any other pieces of it, you can certainly just ask me and I can send it to you.
Okay.
But take that. Oh, go ahead.
Moji did say she screenshotted stuff, so I don't know if she'll be able to actually put that in our group or not. Shelley's saying you can save it as a PDF.
Yeah, I can save the whole thing as a PDF and stick it in there. It's about 17 slides, so I can also screenshot the slides and throw it in there as well. So
okay, there's a lot of great information.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I'm trying to take mad notes, but I did not get everything. So thank you.
Okay, and it's getting recorded, so we'll put the recording up. You go back and watch it again. But yeah, so take that list of 100, hopefully that you have, and if you don't have your 100 list, build that when you get a moment. And then narrow it down with that avatar. I like to kind of build a list first and then go through this, because then you're not already pre-thinking it. And when you go back through that list, you can easily highlight those people. But step through it when you're ready, and hopefully it will help people to reach out to those that really could benefit from being a part of their team and help your team to grow and succeed, because that's what we're all here for, help each other. So thank you, everyone, unless there's any other questions.
Torri, this is Tara.
Yeah.
First of all, how did you get me and Gail's picture on the bottom of that screen? No, I'm just kidding. Anyway.
Oh.
Anyway.
I screenshot you.
Yeah. We have a hailstorm going through Effingham right now. So right when Genevieve started to share about her avatar, my screen went blank and my computer shut down. It is a very bad storm going through. So this might be on the event as 2 recordings. It did come back up after about a 3-minute being off. Just letting everybody know that if it's up, it might be broken down from there to Genevieve and then Genevieve on. I just wanted to let everybody.
Okay, no problem. And if we're missing some of it, I could always re-record or whatever.
It was just Genevieve sharing her avatar that we missed.
Oh, okay. All right, super.
Okay.
Hi, Gracie. All right, everybody. Well, I guess that's it. Thank you very much for taking time on your busy days to come and learn about avatars. And hopefully you'll build one that is not looking like the blue guy in the beginning, that looks more like Tara and Gail on my slide. I should should have used you guys instead of grabbing a picture off the internet. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Torri. That was
Good night.
awesome. Thank you.
Thank you,
You're
Torri.
welcome.